Hi, Robert Chuckrow here. I am going to talk about and demonstrate how I make a Chinese medicine called Die Da Jiu. Die Da Jiu. And what it is a brown colored liquid that is alcohol based. And let's say you have a sprain or bruise. As long as it's not bleeding, you take some of this, you heat it up, you warm it up for a little bit first I carry it around in a squeeze bottle. You can keep it in your pocket. You can put it under hot water or in the microwave oven for a few seconds, so it's warm, and you rub it in. Let's say I sprained my wrist. Really rub it in for maybe a minute, and keep adding it as it penetrates and as it evaporates, and then you notice everything's gone. The next day, don't even notice it anymore. It's amazing if you get it right away. If you wait a day or so, it's not going to work as well. So it's not as good for chronic injuries as it is for acute, sudden injuries if you get it right away. And the characters for it are as follows. The first character on the left means lose your footing, which means to fall. And the middle character is hit, meaning you get injured from being struck by somebody else or whatever. And then the third character is wine. It's a bottle of wine with, you can see the drops of wine coming out on the left. And this is the name for a kind of medicine. I make this medicine by buying the herbs. This is the amount for a batch, which contain twigs, roots, leaves, bark, resins, even flowers, even insects. Here is a cicada that I took out. Whoop. And there are a bunch of those in there. And they have maybe other things. What I do is I take a gallon jug, put the herbs in. You can see them more or less at the bottom. And then I add a couple of liters of gin, which has juniper in it, which also has a beneficial effect. The real way of doing it is using Chinese rice wine, which has about the same amount of alcohol in it, percentage-wise, as does gin. But it's better, but it's harder to transport. Gin is much more easily obtained. And I let it soak for a few years. You can use it after a few months, but I let it go for a long time. And I keep it in the dark in my basement where it's cool. And every time I go to my basement, I shake it, agitate it, and do that for a few years. I've labeled it to put the date and where I bought it, etc. And then I filter it with cheesecloth and save the herbs, bottle what I take out of it, pour in another liter of gin, and do the same with that for maybe at least a year, and then pour that off and mix it with the first batch. And that is, I find, the best way to extract as much as possible from the herbs. Then I put another liter of gin in and soak that and agitate that and use that for that liquid for the next batch. So I'm getting as much out of those herbs as I possibly can. And what I do is I carry it around in this bottle. Sometimes I have a few of them because I might give a bottle to somebody if they injure themselves. And the question is, how do they come up with this stuff? Well, in the old days, 5,000 years ago, they could just smell something, taste something, and they would know what it could be used for. And the combination of these herbs is very old. It was kept secret. People would kill literally to get the secret, and people would kill to keep the secret. So why was it so valuable and so hidden? Because if two people were in mortal combat and they both were injured, the one that they both had to quit, they couldn't do any more fighting, the one that healed the first would be the one who would come back and finish off the other guy. So there was a strong motivation to have herbs that could heal various injuries, and there were a whole bunch of them. So Chinese medicine and martial arts have always been connected together. I'll put the name of the where I buy these herbs in the description. Thank you.